door, pull up in that '04, pedal to the metal, says she wanna hit the floor more.
So, the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule came into existence back in 2002 in an attempt to get more black head coaches into the National Football League, or any black head coaches into the National Football League. On that original committee back in 2002, you had the Rooney family. They've owned the Pittsburgh Steelers forever. Also on that original committee is still there Arthur Blank, who is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. All right, so let's see. 2002. 5 years later, the Rooneys, they were true to their rule, and they hired Mike Tomlin as a black head coach. All right, Arthur Blank. Let's see. 2000. He hired 5 white head coaches and didn't hire a black coach until a couple weeks ago. Welcome to the 21st century. Yeah, that's Raheem Morris. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited for the greatest coverage of Atlanta sports teams right here on this YouTube channel. Oh, also, we're sponsored by Prize Picks. Great fantasy game. Choose 2 to 5 players, go over or under various sports. Put in this promotion code ASU as in Atlanta Sports Unlimited to win big time. Oh, my book, The Real Hank Aaron, you can still get this autographed by me at therealhankaaron.com. And my latest book, 5 stars on Amazon. Okay, these guys did very well this year. Okay, we have this guy, Sean McVay of the LA Rams. John Harbaugh of the Baltimore Ravens could have done better, maybe to the FC Championship game. Anyway, Red Brick Magic, Miami, Ohio. We all went to Miami, Ohio. You don't want to miss that book. Go right here, redbrickmagic.com. 5 stars on Amazon. Great reviews. All right. Raheem Morris. Okay. Well, there's good news, there's bad news, and there's encouraging news. Hey, the good news. Hey, the Falcons are in the 21st century. Hey, this is the birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, and also in 2021, the Atlanta metro area became majority non-white for the first time ever. So you would think that the odds would be that at some point the Falcons would have a black head coach. It took them a while, but they got one. Anyway, but let's look at the one they got. Let's deal with the bad news first. Hey, Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells used to say, "You are what your record says you are." All right. Raheem Morris, he's been head coach before. 3 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and for about 2/3 of a season as an interim head coach at Atlanta Falcons. By the way, why didn't he hire him the first time, Arthur Blank? I mean, he got this guy, Arthur Smith, in between time when he could have gotten him. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So, Raheem Morris in 3+ years as an NFL head coach. Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. And let's go back in time to Arthur Smith, the guy that was just fired by the Falcons. Arthur Smith, in 3 years, his winning percentage was 43%. 3+ years for Raheem Morris, Tampa Bay interim, 35%. That's not good. Now, I know people out there saying, "Oh, well, he started out as a young coach. He was only 32 years old when he took over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers." Well, let's see. John Madden was also 32. Remember John Madden? I mean, the video games guy, the guy that boom, on CBS for all those years, and later with Fox, national television. Before that, he was 32 years old when he took over the Oakland Raiders. He did pretty well. And I hear what some other people are saying out there. You're saying that, "Oh, well, that was a whole different era back there in the 60s and the 70s. Well, let's go back to 2007. Remember that guy I was telling you about that the Pittsburgh Steelers hired? Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was 34. Mike Tomlin's still there. Never had a losing season. So anyway, I'm just saying. All right. And then they don't have a quarterback. They got to get a quarterback. They got to get a whole different roster too. And I know people out there talking about how great this roster is. It's not so great. We'll talk about this in videos to come. All right. So they need a quarterback and they need a whole lot on that roster. So but let's get to the good news. The good news is he spent the last 3 years as the defensive coordinator under this guy right here, Sean McVay, LA Rams from Miami, Ohio. And it's all in the book about how great Sean McVay is. I mean, he's taking the Rams to 2 Super Bowls. I mean, the guy's still in his 30s, and he even won a Super Bowl. And he's got all these mentees that have gone on from under his tutelage with the Rams who've done well. So that's encouraging. Okay, so he still got to get a quarterback, still got to get all those other things. Okay, so but It's better than what some of these other teams did. I mean, look at all these teams getting these coordinators that have never been a head coach before. I mean, that's what they did with Arthur Smith. How did that turn out? So at least this guy's been head coach before. I mean, his record. I mean, we can just hope for the best. Hope for the best.
This is my falsetto wicked potion with the slow pour. This is my addiction, make me wanna go for more. Pale